Just sleep, just dream, just sleep, just dream. Just sleep, just dream. A monster this whole time, but I couldn't see the monster was me, and no one heard our cries. Now I've run out of tears. The time has come for me to disappear. Get me out of this mess and away from the stress. Set me free so I can rest. We're only kids who lost our way. If we wait long enough, then we'll be free. Just sleep, just dream. This isn't fair, no, we're not just what we see. We wanna fly, but our souls are trapped inside. It's not a game, not to blame, we're forced to hide. Just sleep, just dream. It's only a nightmare, and soon we'll be set free. Soon we'll be set free. And I've been crying out for help. I know I'm black, but I mean well. Can you see my disguise? I'm different inside. And can you break this spell? And all the ghosts from before, they're knocking and they're breaking down your door. So please set us free. Now you have the key. 'Cause I can't take the pain no more. We're only kids who lost our way. If we wait long enough, then we'll be free. Just sleep, just dream. This isn't fair, no, we're not just what we see. We wanna fly, but our souls are trapped inside. It's not a game, not to blame, we're forced to hide. Just sleep, just dream. It's only a nightmare, and soon we'll be set free. We're only kids who lost our way. If we wait long enough, then we'll be free. Just sleep, just dream. This isn't fair, no, we're not just what we see. We wanna fly, but our souls are trapped inside. It's not a game, not to blame, we're forced to hide. Just sleep, just dream. It's only a nightmare, and soon we'll be set free.
Hello, everybody! How is it going tonight? night! How's it going, everyone? Lone Wolf here, and welcome. What the hell? What the fuck? What the fuck? Why is my monitor so? Why is my thing so small now? What the fuck? That was weird. Anyway, let's shut this off. And we are getting into the Hayseed night. Let's do it. Yeah, sorry about that. That was a bit weird. Huh. The art style looks familiar. Why the hell does it look familiar? Huh. Oh. Well, I can tell this guy's an absolute dork. I love him. I love him already. Anyway, English. Chapters 1 to... Holy crap, 1 through 5, damn. I think we're in for a freaking treat. Now then, let's get into this, shall we? The Hayseed Night. Now, wait a minute. I gotta check something here. Like, the animation for that intro was very familiar. I recognize that art. Let's see if we can find it. No, that's translation. That's casting. My god, there's so much. Yes! Pit Yindi! Oh my god! Oh! What do you know? I knew I recognized the art style. He's fucking amazing at his work. Like, seriously, check it out sometime. Anyway, let's get into it. Oh. Well, this is curious.
Holy horns! What's with this place? It's ancient. Are you sure we're allowed to be here?
Hold on for a minute. Options, see if that worked. You're allowed to be anywhere as long as no one finds you. Sneaking through forgotten cracks and a wall is not as easy as it once was, but I still managed to push my hat and my staff into some... Whoa. There we go. I was wondering what was up with the fucking sound there. It's a bit... Oh my god. Okay, there. Hopefully that's good. Now let's get through this. But I still managed to push my hat and my staff in somehow without wrecking the wall any further. Today's a mess, and the last thing I'd want is the whole city knowing I'm back on my nonsense. Namely, helping fawns trespass into abandoned buildings in pursuit of fixing the random lives that passes history these days. I'm too old for this rubbish. I better move me a little bit. Right, hopefully that works. I catch a glimpse of Lynn's expression as I push my scarf over my face. Again. My newest headache looks entirely unconvinced by my logic. Look, we're already here and you're going to need all the help you can get, kid. I don't have time to explain every single little thing to you. If said kid had any qualms left about following me here, she has the rare decency not to voice them. I mean, this whole ordeal is her fault, in a very roundabout way, sort of way. Still her fault nonetheless. Whoa! She sounds like a total chaos gremlin. Who is she? It's anyone's but mine, at least. I didn't come here all the way back to the city to do charity for his descendants. I just wanted to find that dumbass's grave and clean up a little, or leave some incense or something. Not this. Wow, you sound like you're miserable as fuck. I wasn't looking to hear legends about any so-called Knight of the Upperfield. I know the books in this library won't say a word about him, but I had to come back to this place anyway. And the unlikely possibility of finding a trace of his existence among the broken tables and burnt codices was far too compelling to ignore. Well, sounds like this guy is a curious little thing now, 80. Whew. Here I am, still following in his footsteps. Like the few unlucky scripts that time and thieves sparred, frozen in their shells as they await the return of someone who will understand them. We have a lot in common, this library and I. The kid's eyes open a fraction wider, and I only manage to narrowly avoid the incoming onslaught of questions, while she shakes like a leaf as if she's having a seizure. Oh, I apologize for it. That's so fucked. I am so sorry. I am so sorry about that. Here, ink, paper, you can write, right?
Of course! You're talking to the fastest.
Shut it, Askadaz.
Gee, you're really adding some flavor to my name, huh? Where did all that salt come from?
Oh, the voice volume is as loud as it can be. Ew, no. Don't do that. It makes you sound like your mother. I mean, her mother. Or her great-great-great-grandmother. God, I can't believe the story has derailed this much. How long have I been gone?
I can't even start to guess if you won't tell me how old you are.
I'm entirely too old to care about something as dumb as numbers.
Oh, gee, I'm starting to see why you wanted me here. Do you have a name, or are you too cool for letters too?
Jeebus. My name would only doom this project. You will be me, and I will be nothing more than the space between words.
What a droll way to say you want me getting lynched for this.
I can still keep the story to myself and tell you to get lost, kid.
But you won't, because after hearing my name, you realize I'm the chosen gazelle that legend of old prophesied would tell the true story of the night, right?
What? What the hell? She's so a little gremlin. I love her.
So, I could use a little encouragement here, not gonna lie.
Listen, Lynn, I don't believe in chosen ones, and I certainly don't know what the truth is. I doubt Adder himself ever knew. But I'm going to tell you the story I know. I will tell it once, and I'll probably tell it wrong, since I can barely remember it anymore. But even so, anything I say will be 1,000 times more accurate than any of the odes to this witless bunch of fop doodles have been singing through the ages. This may be Adder's punishment for lying his way into history, but I still can't let the name of a friend be smeared like that. So what I mean to say is that I will skewer you if you interrupt me and make me forget something.
Fair.
She finally shuts up for a moment, though I don't know the silence won't last long. Right, good. I should put my own thoughts in order before we begin. His story started back when he left his village no, that would be too long. His story starts when he became a knight, and no, that defeats the point. I guess his story starts with me. I could allow myself that much merit, right? Well, I don't know, can you? Like, can you seriously?
Who are you again?
I'm the one who tells the story. You write. Okay, All right, here we go. Chapter 1. The Fickle Queen, or what better way to start a story than when things are about to go south? I love it. That's a fucking clever title. I love that. I love it.
Adder.
Oh my god. I'm already 15 minutes and I love this.
Hey, lad.
What?
We have to go through this every single
Yeah!
Oh boy. Here we go.
A beast! I saw a beast!
Way to call me an eyesore.
I'm telling you, I saw a beast.
You saw a beast. What? What did it look like? Was it tall? Skinny? Buff? Twink? Sexy? I have no idea.
Right. Look, I'm not drunk enough for this, so good.
This ain't no time to sleep. The beast may be gone, but the Macador is still out there.
What the?
The forest out there has come to find me.
And you stop screaming like an idiot and use your brain for a second.
I knew they'd get to the city one day. We gotta tell everyone.
There are no damn trees around, you dimwit!
What the hell? What? A long shush followed right after, or that's what we'll go with since the words their dear neighbors used were too colorful to be reproduced. Oh, I bet. I bet you.
Oh, then what did you holler for, Mr. Bard? The sun ain't up yet. If you don't quit your whining, we're gonna get a beating.
What? A beating?
Says you, the buck who hath been delighting mine ears with his pitiful wailing all night long.
Say what?
You've been talking in your sleep again.
Well, slap my head and call me silly. I'm so sorry, Mr. Bard. I forgot we were an heirloom for a moment there. But no more. I'm gonna...
Oh! Welcome to the Encyclopedia. If you want to learn all about the characters in the world they live in, make sure to come back often. Okay? If you find yourself overwhelmed by all the info, don't worry. You will learn all the important concepts as you play through the story itself. Still, if you want a crash course ahead of time, I'd recommend reading the topic Species in Lore and check out locations. Okay. Akazor. Wow. High King. Oh my god. Oh my god. Huh.
That's what you said last time. Can't a deer have a hangover in peace for once?
I
What?
know that I'd move away if I could. But
Don't sweat it, kid. Once you're faring better, you'll take us both out of our misery.
what? Fair?
Uh.
Fair. Fair? Oh, 3.
Don't.
The fire!
I swear to Bytet, kid, if you keep screaming, I'm going to kill you.
Not if they get to me first!
What the? And so, Adder's heavy hooves stomped the ground with the force of a stampede as he sprinted away, making Geoff regret every decision that led to him suffering this torment. Just kind of like how a friend you bring along to somewhere where they don't want to be, and then you have a good time and they have a miserable time where they've done fuck all. Damn, that sucks.
Glad we sorted that out.
Uh-oh. Wide awake now, running as fast as his clumsy hooves would let him, Adder sets off towards the beating heart of the city, the souk, hoping no one would feel like stopping his on the way. The souk. When one speaks of the souk in Heirloom, they mean exactly one place. Located inside the walls of the old Medina, Heirloom's central souk is the greatest economic powerhouse in the entire kingdom. Displaying products from all four corners of Akazor, there's very little one can't find it. food stalls for the hungry, fine crafts for the wealthy, street performers for the easily impressed, and gals for the easily bored, and possibly no entertainment of like sexy men and all that business going around. Fuck. Oh. Why did I do that? Why did I fucking do that? A whole year had come and gone since he first set foot on the streets of the Slander District, the most infamous slums of the capital. A place so heinous that walking there alone at night was considered a suicide attempt. A place where you were in your right to keep a house if you could outlast its previous owner. Oh, great. Just like a landlady when it's just an old lady who just keeps pestering you and all that until she keels over. Mayday, rest in peace. Where he once felt like a poor fawn fearing for his life, now he felt like a poor deer fearing for his life. But at least he actually knew his way around after such a long time avoiding brigands. He had no time to spare worrying about trivial matters such as being robbed or stabbed, for he knew fully well that he was to meet his destiny.
The patron's gonna skin me alive!
What the hell? A destiny which most likely didn't really include being flayed by his dearest employer. Though, we can't rule out the possibility of his direct superior whacking him in the head for oversleeping on such an important date.
What if she hates me now? Then, patron won't have no problem kicking me out. He'll kick me out and keep my skin as a payment.
What?
Nah, that's dumb.
No, that's dumb.
But he'll kill me anyway. Oh, crap.
So immersed he was in these fatalistic thoughts invading his head that his brain, which was, by all accounts, mostly made up of sawdust, didn't pay any mind to the path his hooves were following. Great, where is he gonna end up now? And so, as is to be expected from someone not heeding the wise advice, look where you're going, he soon met the first obstacle in his way to the plaza. A wall.
Oh dear.
In any other place, that soft chuckle would have meant that Adder wouldn't have the benefit of living with his failures alone. In the slums, it could mean that he wouldn't have the benefit of living at all.
That was almost impressive.
What the hell?
I truly thought that you were going to run straight through that wall for a moment.
The voice got closer by the second, followed by a strangely harmonic tingling, a melody that danced in his ears and paralyzed his mind, rendering him frozen on the spot at the thought of an incoming murderous lady. Oh, shit. Adder shut his one remaining eye and held his breath, deeply knowing that it would be the last. Not dead yet. Still not dead. How come he was still alive? That's just rude. Open your eyes, damn it. Between his blurry sight and the obfuscating darkness, Adder could barely discern the silhouette standing right in front of him. He should have run and screamed and begged for his life, but instead, he hesitated long enough for a few stray sun rays to wander among the run-down houses, finally casting light upon his foe.
Whoa.
For your information, everyone already thinks that Rose are thick-skulled. We don't need another martyr for the cause.
Oh dear. A plump gazelle dressed in exquisite silks watched over him, sole witness to his downfall. She smirked at him with the ease of one who's wealthy enough to be a local wherever they go.
Are you okay?
Suddenly unequipped to offer a coherent reply, Adder stared in stunned silence. His delayed reaction was nothing short of concerning, given the circumstances, but the new bump on his head was not to blame for it. Oh yes it was, don't lie, game. Despite all the preconceptions screaming otherwise in his mind, this gazelle didn't appear to be hostile, murderous, or even the slightest bit interested in bringing about his death. In fact, the only demise that seemed imminent was hers.
What? Are you okay? What are you doing out and about in a place like this, ma'am? You lost or something?
What?
In a way, I suppose.
Oh
I'm
my
hiding.
god.
The Here I am hollering down the street without a care in the world. I'm so sorry. I'll leave it be.
No need. I'm not in immediate danger, and I fully intend to be found. It is a matter of principle. I guess what I intend to be is a nuisance.
Really? Well, I couldn't guess. Because you also seem to be a little gremlin.
So you're playing some kind of rich gal hide and seek.
Does that lower your opinion of me much?
I mean, I ain't got much of an opinion of you yet. An impression at most.
Damn, I just realized Adder here has got like freaking Popeye-sized arms. Holy shit. He can punch a fucking wall just like how Popeye does.
You've definitely made one.
And he definitely doesn't need Spanish to fucking punch a wall with something. The girl turned the curve of her horns towards the adder-shaped indentation in the wall. She returned with a smirk, which only served to crease Adder's brow.
You ain't no coward, that's for sure. You gotta have a lot of gall or a lot of empty room in your head to go slumming it in a place like this.
You're one to talk.
Who, me? No, of course not. I ain't want to talk to reckless moneybags who risk their one life dawdling and slander, chewing the rag with boneheads and fly straight into walls. Except I am, because that's what they call sarcasm in these parts.
Uh-huh, sure it is. Although, me, I don't fucking get sarcasm a lot. So, I can relate a bit.
I couldn't tell.
See? That's what I'm talking about. You can't survive out here if you don't know that much, ma'am. I know y'all better sorts like playing with fire, but...
But he can hardly bear the thought of going on his merry way and letting a young lady become a ransom note. Oh no, don't do that. Not even when his job rather, was on the line.
Y'all got space for one more player?
You want us to hide together? Wouldn't that be reckless of me?
Oh?
Good question. I wouldn't trust myself if I were a full-time slum dweller, but I'm a temporary slum dweller. An honorary slum dweller, if you will. You could trust me for about 10 minutes.
Oh my god. They laughed together under their breath, like old friends sharing a secret.
I don't know about safe, but I promise you won't be bored.
Well, that's good.
I would enjoy that.
Oh, same here. Same here. The corner of her lips contorted upwards into a sincere grin. It felt like the greatest achievement in the boy's entire life. Adder dusted his scruffy pants, straightened his fourth or fifth hand jacket, and cleared his throat.
It's a deal then. You're in luck today, ma'am. You get a hiding partner, a meat shield, and a tour guide for the unbeatable price of nothing at all. Please stay close to the coward by your side and keep your wits about. Down danger alleys we go.
What the fuck? Oh my god, Adder. You are fucking adorable. I just realized also that his eye patch, my god, he's giving off Popeye vibes. From the big-ass arms, the eye patch, although he doesn't smoke, so there's that. But still, there's some Popeye influence in this guy. I can tell. Adder said this with his chin up and a full chest. For anyone else would have had him slapping his own snout, wondering when the name of Hatza he was getting himself into this time. Oh, we'll see. Oh. Adder's anxieties were ample, unwholesome, and they tended to grow in the absence of dialogue. A few minutes stuck on a narrow staircase next to a wistful-looking girl, and he was already teaming with them. Poor guy, oh my god, he is such a dork. And she's just like, why am I with this fucking idiot? I mean, seriously. God damn it. I regret every decision I made in my life coming here. It occurred to him now that his meager wits were starting to rearrange after getting so terribly scrambled, that running into a wall and ditching his job were potentially the least fatal of his long string of poor decisions.
So, if it ain't prying too much, course, who are we hiding from again?
Good question, who?
Oh, no one important. You'll know when you see them.
Is it your husband or something? It's probably her husband.
Right.
He's probably married.
Gotcha.
Adder didn't dare spare a single look in the direction of his rather nonchalant company. He couldn't afford that sort of stress in his life. Our illiterate protagonist hardly knew what a book was, or why it was generally poor manners to judge one by its cover, but he just started to workshop the idea that the quality of one's clothes didn't necessarily reflect one's station in life. What? You're illiterate? Oh my god, you are a dumbass. Oh, is he a himbo? He's probably a himbo. Holy shit. My god, I fucking love him already. You poor, precious himbo. Ah, this is fucking great. He didn't want to assume, of course, but the horned lady by his side could have easily been a thief dressing up on her way back from Mark's house. Adder was pretty sure this was not the case. But what if? What if it was? What then? He'd get gored to death, that's what. Oh my god. Oh, what is that face? Oh, that's like a pouty face. Holy shit. The boy sidled one eye discreetly towards her comparatively large and sharp-coiled black horns, hoping to find them a safe distance away from his face and all his fears. Fears that weren't eased by the liberty which he found her inches away from his shoulder, gawking at his own antlers.
You're gonna make him shorter if you keep staring like that, ma'am.
Oh, sorry. Am I making you self-conscious? I was just trying to get a better look at your eye patch.
Oh,
That ain't much better, you know.
Where would you have me look?
That's a good question.
Anywhere but me.
What?
A fine company you'll make then.
I thought we were supposed to be hiding.
And yet, I'd swear that I'd set out to find you.
What? Our favorite deer didn't know what to make of this sentence. She wouldn't grant him the time to digest it either. Me either. I don't understand what she means. What the fuck?
The round will be over before we know it. Let me use my one chance to look at you.
I don't know. I kind of woke up too early, and I didn't have time to wash my face very well, and I don't really like being looked at, and I got a lot to get back to, and...
So you were in a rush. Am I keeping you?
Oh. Her expression morphed into an affected pout, an atrocious turn of events. Truth is, Adder wasn't going to be just late for work anymore. He'd be double late.
I got places to be, yeah? But you can keep me all you like. I mean, what's the matter at this point? May as well save myself the trip back home. Chances are I'm already fired.
The lady raised a single eyebrow. It was sharp enough to stab Adder in the common sense.
And you'd rather not cast the die.
Never been one to gamble.
Oh, wow.
I'm much the same as you. Metaphorically, that is. I do have a job to keep me busy.
Hey, I do too. I got like 15, in fact. I'm a farmer by birth, a smith apprentice by trade, a fighter by
What?
chance, a water seller by day, a rivet peddler by night, a beggar when necessity strikes.
Newly unemployed by choice.
If you want me to get, you can just say that, ma'am.
I hold nothing but your best interests at heart.
Well, that makes two of us. What do you call that situation?
Unbelievable.
The gazelle turned her face briskly away, towards the wall surrounding Mark in the distance. Her walls seemed just as tall. Adder, you fucking idiot! Now Adder wasn't exactly what he would call smooth, suave. Anything less than gritty, really. But even he knew that the conversation wasn't going right, left, or anywhere he wanted to go. He fully realized that he was being led by the nose by some pretty lady. Or not even asked him to stay. He could have just walked off right then and lived a life none the wiser to the trouble that would have come.
Oh, you know, on second thought, what the heck? Look all you want. You got yourself a pass to the main event.
Oh my!
Come and see, you bold. All the ways deer can grow wrong. Feast your eyes on the terror from Chantre, the error of nature. Long-necked shovel hands.
What? Did he just have a fucking seizure? Adder made a little pirouette as he fell headfirst down the stairs. That was thankfully enough to earn him another smile.
suppose you're an acrobat.
I'm the whole circus act, man.
Adler wiggled one of his gigantic hands up in the air for her to inspect, trying to provide a solid argument for his thesis.
What are those?
What are those? He felt a nice friendly grip on his hand, kindly pulling him up from the ground. And before he knew it, he found himself face to hand with the lady upstairs. She was eyeing him up and down, inspecting his hands in the way one would study an ancient carving. And especially one where someone rubbing your hands might actually try to fondle them and all and get you riled up. Oh no!
My hands?
Were you born with them? How much weight can you lift? Can you use tools at all? How do you put on shirts? What's wrong with your neck? Is that a hood or a scarf? I love the pattern, by the way.
Oh my god, look at her bounce. She is so giddy. It bears mentioning that at this point in his life, Adler had only been granted the honor of holding hands with two women, his mother and his boss. Both were rough and weathered by years of work, and both could beat him in arm wrestling given the occasion. Occasion. Fuck. Finely filled fingers gently wrapped around his arm were a complete novelty, even if their owner wasn't.
So?
I'm sorry, ma'am. What was the question?
You! What are you supposed to be?
Oh, well, I'm just your average run-of-the-mill prairie buck, ma'am. Just, my mother gave me shovels for hands and a gourd for a neck. They're better for work in the fields.
I don't believe you.
Huh? Which part?
None. I mean, you? A farmer?
Yeah. Something in the way she said that felt off. Adler couldn't quite put his finger on it, but she sounded somewhat disappointed. Oh god, just like you do for every person.
What did you make me in your head?
She mumbled something inaudible.
What's that, ma'am? Get back to work and move on with your life?
I said you don't look like a farmhand.
Because of the eye patch?
It's not the eye patch.
What is it?
I'll have you know that I'm the image of farmarity, ma'am. Or at
Farmarity?
least I was. See, I used to be all big and strong, but then I came to the city and what do you know? Food ain't so easy to come by. I was so hungry that I'd even eat the rocks in the street.
Ew. That'd fuck up your teeth easily.
And I go to bed hungry one night, and another, and I keep on starving till I end up 2 meals short of turning into a walking pile of bones. Except for my hands. They just won't get. And I'm getting real tired of size jokes, let me tell you.
What? Oh.
Take their envy for what it is. A sincere compliment.
You think they're jealous of my hands?
What the fuck is this? Oh my god, look at that derpy ass face. Holy shit. That's a screenshot. Lily was just polite enough not to reply to his question. Instead, her gaze returned to the vastness of the city ahead and the million souls inhabiting it.
What took you so far from the fields, Mr. Farmer?
The works of fate, as Mr. Bard would say.
More like the woes of fate, seeing you. All the good a farmer's hands will do you an heirloom.
Huh.
Hey, they got their uses. I'm the local champion in fly swatting 3 years in a row, and I've only been here once. I could do a handstand like it's nobody's business. I'm a master at cartwheels to boot. And not to brag, but I ain't half a bad climber either.
Fly swatted? What the fuck?
Can you really do a cartwheel?
Darn right I can.
Prove it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you want me to show you a good time, huh? Now you done it, ma'am. You've insulted me. If we were anywhere else, I'd show you cartwheels right now.
Lily put a hand on her face, desperately trying to stifle a laugh for a joke that definitely went right over Adder's head. He simply walked back downstairs, trying to make some space for the following demonstration.
Now, I guess there ain't no harm in giving you some pointers at least. The gist of it is, imagine a line right in front of you. Don't go turning just yet. Easy mistake. Raise your arms over the top of your head like this. Put one leg ahead, and then...
Slip right on your ass and break your balls. Oh no. Oh my god. Adder lunged forward, a succession of hands and legs floating across the pavement with practiced ease. Oh, gosh! Oh, fuck, sorry. He leaped and jumped and bounced under the shocked stare of the red-headed woman in front of him. Her logic had started to lag behind a few seconds ago, slowed down by the challenge of trying to understand how she managed to take a slum dweller into giving her a practical lesson on acrobatics. Once she caught up with the situation at last, the deer's athleticism was rewarded with a joyful, hearty laughter on her part, making Adder chuckle nervously alongside her, equally unsure exactly why he had agreed to any of this. Why did you agree to it? Why?
Bravo, bravo. That was quite the show. I have a feeling, alas, that I don't have the right proportions to do it like you.
Well, yeah, you don't have, like, big-ass Popeye hands, that's for damn sure. Plus, I don't think this guy eats spinach.
Yeah, sorry. I can't really tell how any of this works with average-sized hands, or...
Horns like those was the thought Adder barely managed to bite down. She didn't even seem to notice his fox paws. And if she didn't mind. It was like she was looking at him with new eyes.
You weren't always this athletic, were you?
Kinda? I mean, I'm all fingers, but I was positively around before I came to the city, and I still cartwheeled the hours away in the hills all the same.
What?
When did you move here?
Just last year.
And how many eyes did you have then?
5, I think, but I lost the other 4.
What?
Just the one, man.
I had no clue what prompted such a personality change as a conversation partner, but he definitely had a few thoughts about it. All of them abandoned. The priority spot inside Adder's brain when the gazelle cupped his sunken-in face in her hands. Oh my god, things are going pretty fast now.
It's you! It really is you, isn't it? The loudmouth one-eyed chub! Just so much more emaciated. Oh, how could you let this happen to yourself?
Wait, what the fuck are you talking about, lady? He was suddenly brought to the present by the realization of how close her blue eyes were to his own. Oh my god!
Feel it in mind? I feel very strongly about having strangers' hands within stabbing distance.
But I'm not a stranger. It's me. Don't tell me you've forgotten me.
Who the fuck are you? Geoff had warned Adder multiple times about the dangers of the "it's me" scams, but he was pretty tempted to fall into this one.
Ma'am, I think our 10 minutes are up. I don't know what you're selling, but I ain't gonna buy it.
Come on. Don't you remember that night on the bridge under Herod's statue? With the guards laughing at you? You didn't hit your head that hard, did you?
I bet those guards had one haystack of a night laughing at some poor buck, but I'm pretty darn sure that wasn't me. I remember you. Trust me.
In other circumstances,
What the hell?
perhaps. But I suppose a year would be far too long regardless. Oh well.
Yeah.
That only
I can't even
leaves
remember a
one
fucking
way to
week.
find out.
Are you kidding me? My memory's just fucking bad. The cryptic woman bit her lip just long enough to make Adder lose his need to understand the situation anymore.
Come closer.
Oh my god. Who, me? Almost asked the deer, yet there was no one else hiding in the midst of dawn.
I said come closer.
All right then, here I come.
That's it. Come on. Don't make me walk over there.
Oh my god.
Boop.
Oh, what the fuck? Boop.
That's close enough.
She booped this dude. She slipped right under Adder's arm, uninvited but not unwelcome.
Now, if you could get on your knees,
What the
You
fuck?
know what? Maybe you should see a doctor after all.
Joseph! There you are!
What the?
Now, seriously?
In less than a blink, the gazelle's smile was back on her face. She turned to face the voice in the distance. What the? It belonged to a doe in similarly flashy clothing, hurriedly stomping her way towards Joseph, apparently.
You called? We've been looking everywhere for you.
Adder's just fucking like walking off like, oh, no, I don't want any part of this.
And so you found me. Congratulations. Now, if you don't mind. Miss Rochelle's had us searching for hours. She wants you back immediately. Well, I'm kind of busy, so would you be so kind to go tell her to find someone else to bother while I catch up with my friend here?
In other words, she's telling you to tell her that she wants you to fuck off.
The fair's about to start. Head back already or you'll get us all in trouble.
Whew. The red-haired woman held her breath for what felt like an eternity. The entire world seemed to slow down to match her pace, afraid of moving another second forward.
I'm sorry. Was that an order? What?
What?
Miss Rochelle said... Say, do you know what happened to the last wench who had the gall to order me around?
Jazif grinned. Grin remained glued to her face, but her eyes had narrowed down to a squint, sharpening her long eyelashes even further.
I don't... Care to... find out?
The doe looking for her stammered. Color drained for her mien. What the fuck? Mien? What kind of word is mien? Oh, God. After a few tense seconds, Jazif clapped her hands.
Oh, sorry. Was that too much? Don't make that face, honey. I'm just joking here.
Oh my God.
I'm not idle enough to begin picking fights with my sisters, don't you think? Right. Then that's settled. Let's go.
Jazif whipped her tail as she spun in the opposite direction. Making the choir of bells that hung from her hips announcing her leave. Adder hadn't quite planned on sticking around so long, and he positively didn't mean to spy on anyone. He was just worried, of course, but now with a good reason. The withdrawn gazelle that had so eagerly tried to convince him of their acquaintance had all but vanished, and the terrifying lady that took her place seemed to have forgotten all about him. Barhan or not, Adder didn't have many chances to make new friends, especially in the upper echelon, to whom he owed a great deal of kindness when his dinner depended on it. Uh-oh. Barhan. This entry contains several pages. Oh my God. Where hold on. Where the fuck? Ah, here we go. Adder. Let's see Adder for a minute. Adderson, son of Giraffe of the Upperfield. 19, 21. Old enough to drink in this tavern, Miss Barkeep. Species, roe deer. Birthplace, Ravine, Olas. Zanshur province. Ader long-necked shorthorns or Ader shovel hands, sometimes Ader shoe-face. It's just a bumpkin with a long name and longer hands who left his tiny village, Ravine Olas, to move to the great city of Irilum. Oh, well, hello there, Emperor Dogs. How are you doing? But he's a peasant, and pretty damn poor at that. Ah, well, that's not going to stop him, is it? Well, it kinda is. Dreams aren't edible after all. Lives in Slander District with his self-proclaimed best friend, Geoff. Wow, this journal is fucking sassy. Wow. Damn, that is sassy as hell. He thought it was wise, therefore, to introduce himself before the strange beauty left his life for good.
Wait!
Yes.
His call came out a little more desperate than he intended, and who could blame him? He found himself petrified at the sight of her all over again. Her bright red hair curling into the messy waves behind her neck, her horns shining in such a deep, reflective black. Her long, fluffy tail lazily wagging behind her, captured halfway through her step, and also the fucking face right here of this dork. God damn it. What was a nobody like him doing talking to a woman like her? Why would she even bother so much as to look back? Adder's heart skipped a beat, and once he realized so, he would have sooner had it stop beating altogether. No way! I wasn't looking at her! Adder yelled internally, beads of sweat falling from his temples as his face became even more flustered. There's no way Flustered as he was, he barely registered Gazelle walking down the few steps that separated them. As if mean to aggravate his inner turmoil, Jazzy smiled one last time with a mischievous glint in her eyes.
Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. It's your turn to find me next, handsome.
Oh, Adam was so many things. He was goofy, he was loud, he had a smile that could light up a town, he was gigantic, and yet, if there was a thing he'd never call himself, it was no doubt handsome. After all, a buck's worth may as well be as large as his horns are, and his were, well, tiny, almost childlike. So that offhanded compliment, that mere insinuation that someone found him actually good-looking made his heart flutter. And by flutter, I mean it may as well have burst out of his chest right then. You fucking dork! So, for just 1 second, he forgot that the lady in front of him was horned. For a moment, he forgot all the horrible things he heard about gazelles and those who fancied him. His face turned red, his jaw came loose, but he had been able to articulate. Had he been able to articulate, he'd have found he completely forgotten the ability to talk. He still knew how to do one thing, though. What the? Run! Okay. Oh my god. This time, his shame was stronger than the wall.
Wait, what? Stop right there. What was that last bit?
The bit about the wall or the Oh, I see. Ruminants haven't always been so successful at living together as they are now. Wars, gods, horn shape, all the excuses to be different used to make a lot more sense to mortals back then.
No, I know that, but there's no way the knight would have thought something so awful.
Adder was a young, insecure stag at a time when every road felt the need to deny having a single drop of Baron blood in their veins. Why would he think any different?
Why wouldn't he? That's the point, isn't it? That he was different from the rest. How could he believe any of that crap?
How should I know? I never had anything against gazelles.
Sounds like you weren't a whole lot bothered by those who did, though.
You're right. I wasn't. I just thought that there always had to be someone to punch down on, and I spent all my energy making sure that would never be me. That was the world as I saw it, and I never hoped it could be any different. Never wanted it to change. Adder, though, I think he never meant to do that to anyone. I think he just hadn't realized that there were more to the world than the fears he had been raised with. He had to butt heads with more than one type of wall in his life. I could be wrong, of course. His understanding could have been yet another pretense, and he may have very well lied about wanting to fight with the rest of us until his very last breath. No, I'm sure he did grow to be a wise and kind man, Lynn. Much wiser and kinder than I ever was, at least. Neither of us would be here making excuses for that dumbass otherwise.
Well, I don't care about you, but he'd better rise up soon. I have high-quality standards for my ancestors.
Excuse me? I'm glad you do, kid. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. The sun was already up in the sky by the time Adder managed to remember he was supposed to go to the souk.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to arrive so late. Please don't kill me.
But lo and behold, there was no one around.
Ha! What do you know? First again. I'm gonna have to ask for a raise at this rate. Oh, hold up. Now it's time for that. I need to get here at any...
Uh-oh.
Boss! Ha! Gotcha. You're gonna end up giving someone a heart attack if you don't quit sneaking up on people like that, you know.
Who the hell are you?
Right. Don't you think for a second I forgot I was supposed to prepare the stall. No, ma'am. But, you know, days are getting longer, it's harder to sleep at night, and the streets are crowded, and...
Is he just fucking procrastinating? Oh my god. Ina's son Claire told him that she didn't believe a single word, but she didn't care enough to try either.
Hey now! Quit giving me that look, Missy. You got here late, too.
She pointed at her hair. Drops of silvery green water were dancing on her tips, painting the ground beneath them.
How is it my fault that you were busy dyeing your hair?
Leaving him with that perfectly valid question unanswered, she walked back to pick up a big bag she left a few steps away. She lifted it up with a single hand and then headed towards the stall, closely followed by Adder. It was about time they began working. A sudden thought popped up in Adder's mind as he helped her set up their carpet.
So, how come the patron ain't here? Just gonna be the two of us today?
Ina simply shrugged.
You won't tell your pa I got here late, right, boss?
Oh, fuck! She punched his arm with such strength that she almost made him fall sideways.
Ow! What did I... Oh, damn. Sorry, boss.
This little reminder that was a sensitive issue effectively killed the conversation. Ouch! Ina. Alright. Tezina, known as Boss, a huge variety of insults related to her hair color. Age, no one actually counted. Species, birthplace, Ina is quite simple. Simple, not in the sense of being simple-minded, no. She just has her own priorities in life. Communicating is not one of them. Her father, the merchant, took great care in teaching her to write and read, but she prefers to spend her time doing more practical stuff, such as smashing things in her forge. Or faces. Wow. She's not someone you want to fuck with. Wait, what was that? Oh, it's her! Who is this? I don't remember. People from all over Irulum began congregating in the souk, turning the walled plaza to see its spice, trinkets, and gear. Yum the venison! The currents of that sea were still difficult to understand for Adder, who often found himself pushed to the ground in the busiest hours. Today would be especially lively. It was the beginning of the Dawn-soon season, and so the festive Iken had to make sure to bid a proper farewell to the rain clouds so they'd be back again by the end of the Dawn-soon. Oh, so it's more like... Oh, okay. Oh, I guess there's only 3 seasons here. Basically, here's a brief view. 10 moons, grouped in 3 major seasons for religious reasons. Flower sets usually last between 1 to 3 moons. Dawn-soon, which reliably lasts around 6 moons. Bleak night, which rarely lasts more than 2 moons. And then the huge explanation detail about those, which I might want to go into later. Damn, look at that lore. He can. Don't split. Oh, wow. Again. A pleasant change from Adder's usual day to day, working in Ina's forge and the continuous risk of suffering a heat stroke, or 3rd-degree burns. Or that's what he thought at first.
Welcome, welcome! We got the best prices in town! Come on and see what goods we offer!
There was no reaction whatsoever to his insistent yelling. Other than he is snickering him for trying so hard, that is.
Sure must be fun watching me break my back so your dad won't yell at us.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. With a long sigh, Anna sat up and cast a tired glance over the carpet. She reached out and grabbed a small, shiny dagger. Woo! After checking its sharpness against her glove, she began stabbing the air as possible. Customers approached the stall, attempting to showcase its intended use, while threatening this fucking dork like that. I'll fucking shank you, bitch! Oh, that's adorable. Ida quickly puts his hands over her shoulders, discreetly bringing her arms down.
You know what? Nah, I take that back. There ain't no deer in the world that works harder than ain't out the test. There just ain't. A hard worker like you deserves a good rest every once in a while, so just let me take care of this, boss.
He did his best to have a natural smile. Ina couldn't care less about any of this. Simply shrugged and sat back, still wielded a knife, while giving a thumbs up sarcastically as a half-assed, well, good job, you fucking dork. She let her hand fall on one of the stones that paved the souk, and effortlessly tore it from the ground, deciding that it served better as a sharpening tool.
You do you.
You do you. You know what we haven't done yet? This. There we go. It was best to leave the issue alone. Adder had figured out quite some time ago that Ina was a creature of habit, and her habits include steadfastly refusing to put any effort into anything she didn't care about. But it never really bothered him at all. There was something fascinating about watching her get completely absorbed by whatever task she had chosen to focus on, really. Adder never quite had that level of dedication in his craft, if he even had one. She could hammer tirelessly at a single hunk of metal for hours at a time, if the piece required so, all while judging Adder's every move with the same intensity. She was just as capable of sitting in a corner and glaring away the hours while she sank deep into her own imagination. Huh. That's why he immediately knew something was off when she turned her face away from the dull knife of her own record.
Huh? What's wrong, boss? Wait, is that... Oh, no. Don't tell me he's coming this way!
Ina wasn't going to tell him either way, but coming this way he was. He, being Adder's worst one-sided nightmare, the Alamogtasian of Irilum Sug, Talid the Treasurer, followed by his pale red twin. Adder didn't even have time to yelp before an emerger among merchants politely announced his presence with the ancient greeting.
Tisakirmat, Miss Tess. I'm aware of how hectic the stall must be today, so I won't keep you long. I simply realized what a rare occasion it is to see you out in a crowd, so I thought I would take a moment to come and pay my respects to you. I hope you'll find some solace seeing a familiar face among the hustle and bustle.
Woo! Ina's eyes turned sharply away from Talid, closely accompanied by the tip of her knife. The stag's head followed the motion, only to find the eerily immobile set of deer waiting by his side.
I understand the apprehension you feel towards my company, but I'm afraid these are the only escorts I can ever trust with my back anymore. It's a dangerous world out there for people like me.
Yeah, it's dangerous for everyone.
Speaking of which, where's your father? Has he considered my latest proposal? Or will I have to send any more of my people his way?
Uh-oh. Adder didn't miss the way Ina's fingers clenched around the dagger she was sharpening.
Holy horse! Check out that buck's grapevine, boss! It's gotta be the biggest tree I've seen in my life from root to branchlets. Darn! That shrub's worth a fortune, I'm telling you. And trust me, I'm Chanturian born and raised. I know a thing or two about giant trees.
I didn't bat an eye at the interruption, while Talid didn't even seem to hear him. Their bizarre staring contest remained strictly a two-person business. Adder never was one to give up so easily, however.
Yep, sure'd be nice if we could have a plant like that dragging our stuff around. Oh, it's a real shame the patron don't plan to bother showing up today. We could have tried to convince him together. Whoever buys that tree is going to show the world he's a deer with class. Ain't that right, ain't it?
Adder needn't do anything more remarkable than put a hand on Ina's shoulder to make Telid shoot a look in his direction at last. Oh, it was but a brief glance. A glance best reserved for a slug crawling up your leg. A glance so scalding that it could make weeds wilt and crumble to dust within seconds. Because fuck weeds royally. The kind of glance that would normally precede the untimely death of an elongated yellow stag. As Adler's luck would have it, however, recognition set in the merchant's gaze just at that right moment. An unsettling half-smile formed in his face instead.
Ah, yes. I remember you now. Geoff's little paramour. The oversized one-eyed fawn that wanted to be a knight. 1 Durandun for a full set of armor was what you requested, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
Nope. Sir, I never dare to say you're mistaken, but I doubly not dare say so when it comes to numbers. Imagine it. Poor Farmboy could barely count trying to tell the Tailed how money works. Darn, just thinking about it cracks me up. No, sir, I can't. I just can't believe for one moment the most famous loner in all the heirlooms.
Loner.
So glad to remember a dumb buck's dumb dreams, much less his ugly freaking mud.
I was freaking mud.
Of course. I never forget a face, no matter how weathered or insignificant. That'd be remiss of me.
Taylor nodded himself thoughtfully, giving Adder a chance to discreetly crawl behind Ina. Despite the yellow stag's desperate inner pleas, Taylor's eyes soon shifted towards him again.
Forgive my curiosity. I just can't help but wonder. How can a country boy with ambitions as great as yours go on living, day after day, knowing he can't aspire to more than his deplorable life?
Huh. Sorry, I'm getting a drink or something.
Geoff can barely stay sober enough to feed himself. Never mind someone twice his size. It must be exhausting, staying alive.
You seem like a prick.
Oh, no, not at all. We manage. Sorta.
Taylor's soft features drew closer to Adder, but he barely even noticed. His only eye remained glued to Taylor's bodyguards.
It's not too late to consider the offer I made you back then. Let me put those deformed hands of yours to better use. I could give you the armor and the money to pay for it now, if you come work for me in the sewers. It won't be much worse than whatever the blind witch has you doing.
What?
That's mighty kind of you, Mr. Taylor, but it's poor manners to consider job offers in front of your own boss.
You make a fair point. Perhaps once I've torn that red scab off our guild's back then.
What?
Hey now.
Taylor finished his farewell with a bow, and thus left the moneylender at last, followed by the delayed rhythm of a calories march. Oh my god, that was so fucking delayed. Adder's body was somewhat contorted into being nearly indistinguishable from Ina's at this point. He needed a few more seconds to thaw out of that position.
Divine beeswax, I'm crawling out of my skin here. Who the hell you laughing at now, huh? That weirdo ain't no joke, you hear me? Last time I talked to him, it only took me shoving my hoof in my mouth half a second to swish, get a blade on my neck. And all I could see out of this eye was the creepy face of one of those golem.
Ina's face, ears perked up, though her gaze remained firmly locked on the blade.
No, yeah, of course you'd find it funny, Mistress Miss Tess. Paying my respect sure is a fancy way of saying he got the hots for you.
Oh, Adder barely avoided getting his liver punctured by an extremely flustered Ana. Oh no. Now, Tailid, also known as the Almotassin Mostaf. Age, why are you asking me? Who sent you? Species, Ecane deer. Birthplace, heirloom. Tailid is a calm, cordial man. never one to raise his voice and never one to need so. His fame precedes him wherever he goes. As polite as he is detached, Taylor is more a force of nature than an active menace. Harmless as long as you don't cross his path. That is to say, if you wouldn't go outside during a storm and point a sword at the sky, you'd be wise to give the treasure of Heirloom's Traders Guild a similar treatment. Oh boy. A brief talk with this deer will show that he's not quite as emotionless as he looks. It's not that he chooses to be cold as a glacier, he simply does not care about you. And especially not Eder. How dare you bring him up? Now, if you were to mention Ina, however, this fucking journal's sassy. Holy shit. Where's sassy-ass book? The hours passed by slowly and painfully, for they were completely ignored by any passerby. Well, actually avoided rather than ignored. It was no surprise. The merchant, Adder's patron, and his mute daughter were two of the most Oh, she's mute. Oh, that makes sense. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't connect the fucking dots there. Fuck. Ugh. It was no surprise. The merchant, Adder's patron, and his mute daughter were two of the most despised people in the city. In spite of the incredible variety of antiquities and smithery that the merchant had for sale, no one ever bought a single thing. And there were plenty of reasons for that. Even Adder had some serious doubts about working for an old Baran man whose fur was rarer than blood, an albino smith that insisted on dyeing her hair green. Even though I have to say it looks fucking amazing. The fact that they worked independently from Heirloom's Traders Guild probably has something to do with it too. In any case, it was well afternoon and they hadn't done anything but sit around the whole day. Adder pressed his lips together and began drumming his fingers against the floor. He looked askance at Aina, hoping his so called for attention had stirred her curiosity, but there was no answer. He'd have to be one to actually break the silence as usual.
So, hey, Aina. I bet you're still wondering just what in the world would make a hard-working buck like this one get here so late this morning.
Aina stopped hitting the rock with the blade. She barely moved her eyes towards Adder.
Well, buckle up, because there's a whole story there. This got to stay between you and I. But, this morning...
Let's see. What?
I ran through a wall. Good thing I have a thick skull, right?
Adder's attempt at starting some sort of conversation fell short, yet an awkward silence ensued. Sorry, my phone was acting up. He feared in those long seconds of quietness that his words hadn't been heard, or worse yet, that they were, but he was to be ignored for eternity. No, that couldn't be. He surely worried her too much.
Of course she'd be concerned. What kind of idiot runs straight into a wall and then brags about it?
I shouldn't have told her that, he lamented, thinking of ways to excuse himself for such a dumb thing. Ow!
What's that for? What? You get mad when I worry about you, and you get mad when you worry about me? That ain't fair, ma'am. I'm gonna get real mad at you next time you punch a wall. Real mad. Please don't punch any more walls. Someone's gonna fix the walls for me.
The best way to define Ina's smile at that precise moment would be terrifyingly mean. Oh my god. While her bad temper was known and feared among the other merchants, it was unusual for her to be so acidic, especially towards Adder. Our dear boy couldn't help but notice this change, and he wasn't going to keep it to himself, of course.
You're acting real ugly, boss.
Oh. The smile on her face vanished, replaced instead by a grimace. In response to this affirmation, Ina merely shifted her gaze back to the blade and resumed her task, pretending she hadn't heard him. But if Adder was known for one thing, it was his insistent need to stick his nose in everyone's business. Well, good job, you dork.
What's wrong, Maine?
A wrinkle formed over her nose as she focused on keeping calm, but Adder didn't get the message.
Come on, don't just keep everything to yourself. You know there ain't a single thing in the whole of Nah you can't tell me.
Oh shit! No sooner he finished that sentence, Ina slammed the dagger she was sharpening against the ground, effectively sinking its tip in it.
Right. I know there ain't a single thing you can tell me either. This is one of them metaphors things Gaff loves. He says that a hushed mouth ain't got nothing on an open heart.
Uh-oh. Ina got up all of a sudden, her face red in anger. Adder was preparing herself mentally for the beating that he expected would ensue. But instead, she just plopped down on the ground, sitting with her back against his. Aww. Our dear Buck was puzzled, to say the least, but Ina didn't even make a sound. She just sat behind him, completely still and hidden from the public eye. Of course, the possibility of getting whacked in the head was now more real than ever, so Adder didn't even attempt to guess why she'd do that.
What was the patron thinking?
Well,
What
he
the-
probably didn't expect you two to play, hide and seek in the stall.
What the fuck? Are you Grimace or something? Or the Grinch? Adder and Ina immediately jumped away from each other, doing their worst best attempt at looking half professional. A thunderous laugh resonated over the ruckus of the market. Who the fuck are you?
Kilogram?
It's respectable Illigrab Buntalos to you, boy.
What the fuck?
But please, don't hold back on my account. I'll just look the other way.
Okay. What? And so appeared the man that was so red that it would seem that he'd stolen all the color his daughter was lacking.
Patron!
Ah, so he gets the respectful treatment and I don't. I see how it is.
Oh boy.
What's that salacious doll cop doing to my daughter now?
They're just strengthening their ties of friendship. Ah, or is this a budding love?
What? Dork just shook his cane, hitting Ilgrab's squeaky leg with a loud thunk. The tree man was just wiggled his mustache in response.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Hold up. We weren't doing anything, patron.
That's the problem, you cumberground! You lighter sack! You!
A coughing fit saved Adder from more old-timely insults, which he could barely comprehend. Once he recovered, the merchant put his bearded face next to Adder's, resting the tip of his cane on Adder's chest. He opened his toothless mouth slowly, his breathing reeking more like bleeding than liquor.
You haven't sold a single thing, have you?
Now, that's hardly their fault, Red.
I'm sure this Yeltsin was just frolicking with my daughter as usual!
What the fuck?
She's old enough to frolic as she pleases.
She hasn't even come of age yet!
The fuck do you mean not?
Of course she hasn't. There's no way for her to pass that right.
Of course there is! She just needs to open her mouth and stop being an idiot!
You're a fucking dick.
The only idiot here is the one talking, patron. Ana's just mute.
I wish that rub off on you! And maybe you'd learn to keep your mouth shut when adults
What
are
is she doing?
talking!
But I did pass the coming of age right, sir. I got them adult horns and...
Shut up! Don't you have anything to say about this, insolent child? Ana?
She walked away while you two were arguing.
Then why didn't you say so sooner, you overgrown sapling?
Oh my god.
Well, she looked like she needed it.
This is all your fault! And yours!
Oh dear. He stabbed Ader's nose with the tip of his finger.
What did I do?
That stupid child's been acting up since you first arrived!
Don't blame the poor boy. She's always had an attitude, and you know it.
I don't care! You two better go bugger off somewhere else. Or I swear to Arab that I'll hit you so hard that you'll be cropping at your teeth for a week!
Oh my god! Both Ader and Ilgrab winced at that.
Now hold up, what?
Come on, Adder. Those two clearly want some alone time. And he'll have plenty of that when I leave him tied to the pyre next time I find a mob outside the shop.
Wow. Oh my god. Ilgrab took Ader by the cape and lifted him off the ground as they walked away. It didn't take Ilgrab long to notice Ader's unusual reticence to speak.
Please, don't let Red's words affect you. He's, worse today. There's a storm coming from the west, and it's making us old people nervous.
Nah, the patron can preach and holler all he want. That don't bother me much. I mean, I don't cry anymore at least. What he said to Aina, though? Now that's going 2 paces past the league too far. So what if she can't swear the oath thing? The 3 won't get mad at her for being mute. And anyway, Aina don't got a pass no right. It ain't like she's getting married any day soon, right?
There. Got it all out of your system, boy?
You know what? All this stuff I'm saying means radish stew if I don't say it to her face. I gotta find her and make sure she's alright.
Yeah. Ilgrab didn't reply to that last information. He placed Ader carefully on the ground and patted his cape and straightened it.
Well, in that case, I have to go back to keeping watch on the fair. So, this is where we say goodbye for today. Hey, I'll send someone to fetch you if I see her, okay?
Why does that voice sound familiar?
Well, in that case, I have to go back to keeping watch on the fair. So, this is where we say goodbye for today. Hey, I'll send someone to fetch you if I see her, okay?
That sounds like the guy who plays Yugi in Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, I think. Something Karibo? Huh. I'd be surprised if that was actually him. Ader nodded resolutely. They waved goodbye to each other. And then the buck just stood there wondering where to start looking when the souk felt like half a league from gate to gate. Assuming she was still in the souk at all.
Finally! I thought that fluffy bastard was never leaving.
Uh-oh. Chiop walked into the scene with a huge smile as the giant disappeared in the distance.
Afternoon, Mr. Bard.
Oh, lad, what a face.
Well, see, it's a long...
Not a word. Thy mien speaketh clearer than thy tongue doeth. You're hungry.
Nah, I ain't in the mood to...
Well, I am. And I can't play a song when my stomach's growling a gazelle. Let's get some fried leaves.
Sorry,
Wait,
Bard. I ain't got
fried
time
leaves?
for any of that. I gotta go look for Aina. She just ran away angry as all get out, and I know darn well if I don't go check up on her, no one's gonna...
And I thought my songs were monothematic.
Chiop picked the strings of his oud one by one, deep in thought, while Ader just paced around.
I know just the place to look.
Where? Chiop expertly snuck through the crowds, moving with such ease that he seemed to be a little more than a shadow. Ader did his best to keep up with him, though that was hardly an easy task when he was 1 head taller than most deer. The place Chiop was looking for wasn't in the plaza itself, surrounded by stalls and all their merchandise, but rather on one of the many alleys that led to the souk. What the shit? The crowd there was bustling with life as well, but not quite in the same manner. They were all rowdy deer, pushing and cheering. A car in my alley. Okay. Carmine alleys were very different from the official sort. While killing was still very much frowned upon, there was no chivalry, no one set of rules. There was no way of knowing if the horns you were being gored with were hygienic, There were punches and kicks and all sorts of cheats. It was chaos. And for that and several other reasons, Aina was a huge fan of unofficial Carmine. Sadly, as much as Ada jumped and pushed and yelled, she wasn't anywhere to be found.
Alas, your fair maiden is in another alley.
You son of a bitch! I know your fucking reference! God damn it! My princess is not in their fucking castle, you little fucking bard piece of... Yeah! Ada casts a long glance over the improvised battlegrounds, attempting to find her one last time.
That's too bad. Aina kicked some serious ass here.
Good thing she's not allowed to fight.
Yeah, ain't no way they're gonna let
a golem at her.
Geoff casts a very serious look in his direction. That wasn't the first time they had this discussion, and wouldn't it be the last?
How many times do I gotta tell you? Aina is not a golem, Kay? She's a doe. It's just she's
Golem. Lifelike puppets created by Cephas during the Baran Rebellion. Oh, wow. Lore. Okay, golem. Alright. They were built to carry specific tasks, from serving tea to wreaking havoc, and resemble Aken with the sole intention to mock the deer. What? Tradition dictates that their frames are made of brass, porcelain, or marble, making the bulk of their body. An inner core made of rock crystal and silk, fur grass or real hair decorating their heads and tails. Upon purchase, they would bear the mark of the gazelle that had bought them, forsaking all connection to their creator. Most were destroyed during and after the Baran Rebellion, so the ones that remain reach quite a high price among collectors. She is what?
I'll buy a bit of a weirdo.
No, you dumbass. She's a oh my god. Hater, what the hell?
Weirdo. Right.
I'm gonna do a screenshot and be like, what the fuck? Like a thought bubble right here saying, this fucking idiot.
Tell me, Adder dearest, how many albino toes can you name off the top of your head that can lift your heavy butt with just one hand?
Aina! Now let's go! We gotta find her!
Why do I even bother? Look at her. Golem or not, she's just a little cabbage head hiding in the crowds of this enormous city. She's damn good at hiding. And do you know why people hide? Uh-huh.
'Cause they don't want to be found.
Geoff extended his arms towards him in a dramatic manner, remarking how correct he was.
You're not gonna find her. So why don't you go and use your thick skull for something useful? Like bringing us money so we can have dinner for once.
Geoff pointed at the ring with his horns, and Ader knew better than to assist. With a heavy sigh, Ader nodded and began walking towards the ringmaster.
Ah, wait, there's just one more thing. Your bag of coins. You wouldn't want to lose what little we have to the hands of, say, some ill-intentioned crook, now would you?
Better the evil you know, right?
Geoff extended his hand a bit too keenly, waiting for Adder to find the purse he usually hid within his sash. But...
Whoa, Bard. You're really gonna bust a gut laughing.
Don't tell me you lost it.
Alrighty then.
Geoff's scrawny body trembled like a branch about to snap off, as if he was having a seizure or a stroke. Or hyped up on a lot of sugar. That's what it looks like! It looks like he's fucking hyped on sugar and he's just trembling with energy.
Just go.
Oh, fuck.
All right. See that sweaty
What the
black
shit?
head over there with the glistening fur and that charming smile? That's your foe. I'll go place my bet now. Are you feeling like a winner, ladder?
Charming. hold up! You mean the guy with them sharpened horns? Oh, darn, Bard. Your confidence in this poorly put together row is much appreciated, but as much as it hurts me, and it does, I think I'd rather go to bed hungry today.
What?
What if he hits me in the face? I don't want to go from Adder the One-Eyed to Adder the No-Eyed!
Then do enlighten me, my boy, on how in the name of the Hatsa do you pretend to become a knight if you can't handle even a rack pointed at you? No wonder you can't even catch a hint, yellow piece of mangy venison.
Oh,
Ahem. Sorry about that.
What are you mumbling there, Goff?
I said I'm going to walk you through this. So oh help me three if you mess up.
Hey, let this doll win. And a girl who sure eat your veggies. But those sticks on your forehead, I can't fool anyone.
uh-oh.
If he's serious, this is gonna be easier than I thought.
What?
Wait, there's a fight coming up? Holy horns, you have to tell me everything about it. What kind of fighting style did Adder use? Was it antler rattling? He was a rattler, right? Did he prefer grappling or thrusting? Or was he more of a brawler instead? Swish, swish, bam! Pushing them right in the... Wait, did they even have any hand reps his size?
Give me a moment. I think I have to sneeze. What were any of those words? I don't really know the rules of Carmine. I thought you just had to hit people until they fainted. Oh god, nothing I can come up with this boy to live up to her expectations. I can't deal with the pressure. You said you knew the night like the palm of your hand, didn't you? The new bearer of the tale of this magnitude should be able to pen a memorable fight scene all on their own if that's the case. Prove you're worthy of your name, Lynn.
Oh my god, you're right! Yes, this is my moment to shine! Leave it to me!
Yes, good. I shall go and leave you to it so as to not influence you.
Let's see, what would the knight do? Right! He needed a few tips first. So Yoff took Adder aside and held him under his arm. He said, Adder, my lad, 'tis a dangerous fight that awaits us. But if not in the strength of thy body, I believeth in the strength of thine heart. What with thee saith is the greatest feat a fighter should at each moment striveth for. Well, diggity
What the
haw,
fuck?
Bard! What a tootin', rootin', mighty fine question that is. Adder nodded thoughtfully to himself and then continued, I reckon that would be...
You freaking silly child.
Honor, as expected of a knight, dearest friend. Thou shalt be a rattler then. Ah, honorable style amongst honorable styles. The way our ancestors squareth, where two deer shalt proveth the might of their horns rather than that of their mind. But hoy, Bard! Yelped Adder. Mine horns are so teeny tiny. Yoff smirked. This is where your strength lieth, mine Adder. There is an advantage to
Oh my
short
God.
horns, thou see. No one shalt be able to lock their horns around yours to grapple thee to the ground. Your advice is now unwise, Yoff. This is why I love you so daringly dearly. Adder, you beautiful boy.
Oh, I love her.
Everyone will find out if thou keepest talking so loud. We mustn't. Let the whole world bask in the warmth of our passion.
Okay, she's going off rails.
Oh, Adder. Smooch, smooch, smoochy, smoot.
Lynn, how's that scene going?
Ah, it's going.
Adder found himself alone at last. His dearest friend lost the word tides of people surrounding the ring. Veins were starting to pop in his eye, making it even harder to see anything except the stag waiting in front of him. The deer with sharp horns smirked in his drunken haze, clearly looking down on Adder. It wasn't the first time someone pitied him and lived to regret it, as the drunken would soon learn. The ringmaster looked left and right, making sure that both fighters knew what they were about to get into. He lifted his hand carefully and stepped back and said, "Go!" He screamed with a hand drop. Charge! This was no time to hesitate. Both Thoreau and his opponent rushed towards each other head first, beating and screaming of an ancient instinct that boiled in their bloods. Every voice in the alley felt silent as the deer slammed at each other, horns singing like a threatening melody as they roused fiercely in a never-ending battle of dominance. The tension would be cut with a knife as their foreheads pushed against each other, but Geossifies proved unwearying indeed. And as much as he tried, the big deer could not even try with his antlers on Adder's short, straight ones. The answer was cut deer, of course. A barrage of swift punches to the deer's face would have sent his brain bouncing all over his skull. It would have been an obvious choice to any honorous ruffian. If he isn't even considers his lowly tactics, our hero decided to take the moral high ground. And the physical too. Tired of this pointless dance, the deer pushed Adder back with a swift head movement. Poor Adder had a chance to react. His host slammed his head just below the bruised chest, knocking all the hair out of him and lifting him right off the ground with ease. Uh-oh. Adder flailed with one free arm and leg valiantly, but there was little he could do in such a comprehensive position. Worn out as he was about after trying to uphold his honor, the brave warrior was such a direct approach. Crack. I could not tell if that was the sound of Adder's neck or Adder's teeth as his face hit the ground at full speed, but little did that matter, for nothing lay more broken than his dreams. What? You're dead to everyone! After such a shameful defeat, the writer decided to take a page from Adder's book. Literally. She began writing those words as means to stall her own anxiety. She tried to understand how she managed to dig herself into such a narrative hole. She had certainly made a mistake somewhere. It was obvious to her prodigious mind that a boy so preoccupied with doing what was good and true and right would hardly be willing to do whatever it took to stand victorious and carve a space for himself in the annals of history. Our wonderful narrator started to realize that perhaps she had misunderstood something about Adder, for she could picture no scenario where a well-meaning, upstanding street fighter could ever pass his first night in the Slander District. Omerla Bendy Lee of Askazeth's true descendant of the night decided to revisit her decision, thinking more deeply on what kind of priorities her ancestors would have had.
So thou art a brawler, dearest, but hoy, Bard! Yelped Adder. Mine hands are so bogglingly big! Yuff smirked. All the better to swat their faces away. If they trieth to thrust towards thee with their large horns, thou shalt only need to slap them into the ground. Stand victorious over those who would hurt you, mine Adder.
And then they smooched again, but quietly. Here we go again. The towering deer charging towards Adler like a runaway cur, horns light up and blind and ready to slam into him with the full force of the Macadura stampede. But the road didn't move a single muscle. Adder merely waited, silencing all the voices that screamed at him to run and die. He didn't even assume the step rider stance. He just waited, closing his eyes, least the sight of his incoming enemy would betray his nerve. What the fuck are you doing, you dork? And when the time was right, Adder opened his arms wide, mentally prepared and ready for an incoming attack. Or so he thought. Oh! The deer slammed his head into Adder's stomach, nearly sending him to the ground with a single well-placed blow. But when all seemed lost, Adder managed to stand his ground, rapidly holding on to his bow's horns. Adder's bow smirked, but by the time our hero realized he had fallen into a trap, his whole body was hovering several arms over the ground. The carrot strikes back. What a foul move. He would have turned Adder into a strainer if the yellow deer had a single bite's worth of meat in his body. Indeed, this Adder was nothing more than a hungry fawn who wanted nothing more than to go back home and hide. His life was a consistent fight to by mere scraps, and yet this boy would become one day the greatest knight that Axor has ever known. But to reach the heights that awaited him, he had to live another day. Surviving isn't always the most honorable path, but it's the path we choose in this house. At first there was silence. Then roaring laughter, thrusts and jeers. Drunk deer needed a moment to realize that they were being directed at him. He reached down the pole and... Oh, no! Oh, no! That's a fucked up trick. He reached down to pull up his pants as best he could, hastily hurling at her away after his dirty trick. Still holding his closed belt, Adder fell on his massive hands, barely managed to keep his head over the ground to avoid a shameful defeat after he already stooped so low. His bow is distracted. What now? Flying roundhouse kick! Emboldened by his spectacular success, Adder lowered his body over his hands like a spring and launched himself with a flying kick. And probably fell on the ground face first, breaking his snout on the pavement because obviously this isn't the kind of story, Lynn. Oh. What the fuck? Well aware of the direness of his situation and the nullness of his pride, Adder decided that he had nothing to lose anymore, he may as well go down in flames. Our protagonist called out disappointment, loudly mocking as he jumped from hand to hand, making a fool of out both. The drunk deer turned around, red in shame and fury. He swore, enraged, and charged towards Adder once more. Overlooking the tiny little fact that his pants were still down. The whole alley watched in silence as Adder's foe fell obstreperously to the ground, butt out and everything. Oh dear. Our protagonist stared blankly ahead as he got up, his expression as unreadable as that of the public. It was pretty clear that this was a victory of sorts. Yeah, but no one was saying anything. After a few uncomfortable harums, the ringmaster scratched the back of his head, looked around venomedly, and then proceeded to kindly pull up the drunkard's pants before screaming, "Down!" And so Adder emerged victorious, winning the fight on his own terms. Questionable and messy as they may be, and living to see another day. Wait, so he wins?
Of course he wins. He's the knight, you doof.
Right. Never mind then. Well done, Lynn.
I'm pretty great, yes.
Now what's this torn page you're trying to hide behind your back?
Wait, don't!
So, anyway.
Whoa! I can't believe it! Still alive and kicking! Come on, show me the money, Bard! I want to bite every single coin!
I completely forgot to place the bet.
Ah! No! Geoff covered his face with his hands, making some sort of unintelligible noise that can only be described as the very sound of anguish.
Hey, Big Ed, I want to learn some tips too. I'll buy you dinner.
Hey now, sir! You really think you're gonna steal my manager away, so...
Geoff shut out her snout with one hand.
My dear boy, you sure gave it all today, so why don't you go and enjoy what's left of the fair? I have a gig in the tavern later.
Uh-oh.
Money, yes. Don't expect me tonight.
With that, Geoff hurriedly shooed a very confused Adder away. Our protagonist wandered back towards the increasingly empty and silent plaza, unsure of where he was headed next. His victory had been but a brief rush against mediocrity, and now that he was alone, his mind seeked to comfort a familiar place. A seething pit in his chest. No, he had no business there. Adder spent enough nights hungry and alone to learn to eat his emotions for dinner, but still, his stomach protested, demanding to know when their next real meal would arrive. He could only walk a little farther to chase those thoughts away. No matter how resilient he was, he would eventually get tired and stagger his way back home, fall asleep in his little corner, dream a sleepless dream, and wake up to a drunk Geoff crashing in. He'd head off to work, and Ina would get him some food. That's right. He held no doubt in his heart that his boss would come back. What had he made such a fuss for? Ina had never missed a single day of work in the whole year he'd been working for her. And anyway, she was way stronger than him. What could he do? He had no reason to say grand words of worry like he did. He'd never have. The sparse groups of citizens and visitors all around him still celebrate their blessed day. Dances and melodies and pastries a drifter from down yonder the steps would never be allowed to partake in. This was just another empty day in the life of Adderson, son of Giraffe. Giraffe. Oh, like giraffe! I got it! I get it! An abrupt lapse of lucidity made Adder turn his head away from his hooves at last. His ears perked up and his fur stood on end as he tried to make sense of the careless trip he'd just taken. The music was deafening all around him, the crowd untraversable. He didn't know how far he'd walk or how he managed to make space for himself. It was obvious now that he'd stumbled on some sort of performance. A stage where the whole city would be looking. What a dream! But a remote voice in the back of his thoughts told him that he didn't have time to find out what kind of show could attract such a crowd. That was not where he was supposed to be. No! Fuck the rules! He knew his gut had been lying to him when he caught sight of a small flickering light coming from the discreet tent around which the crowd seemed to be oddly absent. His eye went a budge away from a curious flame shining in the dark. He sensed its offer, warm and loud. Edward didn't even consider for 1 second that he might have been too hungry to think straight. He ignored all the warnings common sense would have taught him and marched straight into the tent. Adder, don't get killed now. I already got you killed once. Dusk was still ways off, but it may have as well been midnight inside. Adder combed the darkness desperately, startled by a sudden change in illumination. Sweet, frightful clarity once more. What in the name of the Hatsa was I thinking? He pondered in breathless silence as his mind started conjuring bandits, assassins, and monsters ready to tear his cape into pieces and fashion toothpicks out of his horns for having been so reckless. Ah! Fuck my eyes! But he didn't get to fret long, as his fears were endured by the birth of a flame in the corner of his sight. Its flare grew with unmeasured force, blinding him for a moment. It also blinded me too. Fuck, that was a huge flash. He struggled to regain his vision, fearing those foes that only lived in his mind. Foes he wouldn't face today either. Bathing in the light of an orb that was filled with fire, shaded in ways that made no sense whatsoever, awaited a silhouette. A very recognizable silhouette. Oh, is it Jazif?
Took you long enough.
It's Jazif! Of course it was her.
Yeah, it's not a living.
And all of a sudden, Adder wished he had found a bandit instead. At least he would have felt justified in the terror that rooted his feet so firmly to the ground then. The boy remained immobile, eye fixed on the woman in front of him, following the million glitters of the ruby necklace hanging from her neck reflected all over, dragging his attention right back to the extravagant spread of finely woven silks, so carelessly tousled on her hair. Adderson was never much of an analytical boy in his day to day, but he became quite the sleuth when it came to attempting to pinpoint the line of work a dress revealed. And without revealing nearly a single thing, this one managed to have him at a complete loss. It was a pressing question he might have been too polite to ask, had the lump in his throat not taken care of that issue for him.
Don't just stand there. Take a seat.
I don't know. I've been sitting on my tail all day, and I got places to go, and I don't usually share tents with ladies, and...
Judging by her glare, she wasn't going to take no for an answer.
What am I saying? It'd have been mighty ugly of me to reject an invitation.
Adder did as he asked and sat down on one of the many pillows laying around. He's so bashful. Pretending to be crazy, escaping, begging the gods for mercy, breaking down, claiming that he wasn't in fact a horn eater, that this was just a mistake and he shouldn't be a horn eater. Slang used to refer to a male deer who shows interest in another male deer, especially one with big horns, a male or female gazelle since they're both horned. The word is in its origin a lewd reference to the posture necessary for two male stags to partake in such an act, and it's being expanded to cover gazelles as well as deer caravaneers, extended the rumor that all gazelles were male in the first years of contact due to their horns. While not legal in any way, they face heavy social stigma. Roebucks have a fame for being interesting gazelles, so they are particularly vocal in their dislike for horn eaters. Wow. Okay, I guess maybe that's not it. Ader's mind was bustling with ways to get out of that situation. So, of course, whenever his mind was busy, his mouth was free to speak as it pleased.
Hi.
He spoke with a voice more akin to that of a fawn whose antlers are just beginning to sprout than of a fully grown deer.
I'm Anderson, son of Gerfath, the buck who farms the highest hill in my village, Ravina Otis. So, here and there, just about everywhere, folks know me as Adder, of the upper fields.
That's nice.
Ain't it? It better be, because it's a lie, ma'am. They call me Long Neck Shorthorns, or Adder Shovel Hands, or sometimes even Adder Shoe Face.
A mocking chuckle stabbed Ader's heart, feeling even more self-conscious than he thought he was capable of. He held onto his hooves and fixed his gaze around on the ground, screaming inside as his face burned.
So it wasn't the contusion after all, huh? You're just like that.
Like what now?
Funny.
Funny? Me? Not one bit, ma'am. I ain't got a funny bone in my body. Doc and I ain't never seen worse jokes than Adder scenes. Hold up. Didn't that sound like a poem just now? Well, darn. A poem ain't nothing but a dull song, Mr. Bard always says so. I hate to bore a fine lady such as yourself, so I better get...
Bore me? Please. With hands like those, you wouldn't look out of place in a traveling circus.
Oh my god.
Or in some lord's court, if you're any good at juggling. In fact, I know a certain gazelle in dire need of entertainment. What do you say? One word from Joseph, and you will be working in a palace tonight.
What? I couldn't figure out if that was meant to be an insult or a compliment, but he was quick to decide that it was better to work for someone that didn't talk than for someone that talked about herself in third person.
I think I'm gonna pass for now, but I'll holler at you next time I'm fresh out of pride, ma'am.
A deep silence filled the tent. Adder cursed his luck and his good manners. He wanted to run away and hide, fearing that otherwise he could make a big mistake. The kind of mistake that would get him called a horn eater for the rest of his life.
Well then, it was sure nice to see you again, but...
Would you like to know your fortune?
Adder turned on his heel, desperate to find out if her offer was indeed true. There was nothing that betrayed a lie in her words nor in her eyes.
Whoa! You're one of those gazelle fortune tellers? For real?
The big ass face. Let's just say they looked rather different back in Ader's town.
Well, slap my head and call me silly. I got you pegged all wrong, man. Darn right I'd love to hear it. Oh, hold up. I lost my bag of coins.
Uh-oh.
I ain't got a single Doro on me, so...
Doro? Oh, that's the name of the currency. Something flew into the ground right beside Adder's foot.
My bag?
You dropped it right after you crashed the first time. I meant to give it back.
Oh!
But since you were so bent on running through that wall...
You didn't steal from it, did you?
Steal what? It's just filled with rivets.
Aha! That means you opened it!
So much for wanting to see you again. That was all. You can go now if you want.
A punch to the gut with her Adder and definitely less than her words. What am I doing? He thought to himself, biting the inside of his cheek. No mere thief would have returned his bag, and sad as that was, no other person had ever gone so far for him. And so he sat down once more, looking at the finely yet peculiarly dressed woman in front of him, with a mix of embarrassment, naivety, and just plain fear.
I don't suppose you accept rivets as payment.
That would depend on what you're paying for.
Getting my fortune told?
Just keep them.
Oh. Jazzy pressed her arms over the crystal orb, leaning closer to Adder.
All right! Can you fall thing and tell me how my mom and pa are doing? Did any of my little bros get married yet?
That's cute. But it's a reading glass, not a magic mirror.
Right. How about the weather? Can you give them good harvests?
Take your prayers to the temple.
Oh, darn, that won't do either. Alrighty then, how about me? What do you see in this buck's future?
Your future? Why would you want to know anything about that? Life would be boring if you knew what waits around every corner.
That is a very known fact, actually.
I'll read your past and justify your present.
But I already know those things.
I don't.
Oh, big oopies once more! Adder was quite set on asking what she meant, but his brain shut down operations completely as the girl Osho casually decided to shove closer to him. A little lighter now around the shoulders without the cape laying her down.
For example, we could talk about why you did what you did for me then, and figure out what I could do to return the favor now.
Are you coming on to me? Sounds like you're coming on to me, ma'am. I don't need that. I'm a horn. I'm not a horn eater. Oh! What's those coming on to me? He's a horn eater! I don't fucking want it! Her blue eyes spoke like an insinuating whisper. Her fingers walked over the cobblestone ground heated towards Adder's own hands as her face got ever so close.
I got it, sis, man. That should... You definitely got the wrong bucket. But even if I ever did anything nice for you in my life, the simple thanks is more than enough payment.
I guess you could use a reminder too.
The soothsayer made no attempt to conceal her disappointment, much like no one ever made any attempt to explain to her what coming on too strong means. With apparent tedium, she grabbed the crystal orb and put it right between her face and Adder's. This time she had no more pretensions than merely watching him.
Oh fire, tell me the secrets in the... Yada yada, stuff and bazaktet. I don't feel like switching languages now.
Her complete lack of professionalism made Adder feel, for once, at ease. After all, what would he do if he was indeed in front of a Sephi, one of those heinous Baron wizards from far back in time? Cry? Beg? Try to escape? Try to explain many things while his brain shuts down? Who knows? Wait, those were things he already thought of doing. As Ada was considering the subtle differences in the fears he felt when talking to a girl and imagined being burnt to a crisp by a witch, she watched him. And she kept watching. And then she watched some more. Denzel lifted her head from behind the glass as she squinted her eyes into fine lines. Wherever she was looking for, she couldn't find, but she still ducked behind the orb once more, hoping to reach some kind of conclusion. Focused with such intensity that her eyebrows could have split her forehead in two, and she wouldn't have noticed. Jessie pressed her mouth to one side, wiggled her nose, and opened her eyes so wide at him that Adder couldn't help but laugh.
Shush! It's easier with two.
She mumbled the last part to herself, but Adder was sure that she said eyes.
Oh, what's that? You ain't never done it with a one-eyed deer before?
Adder pressed his lips together like he wanted to make them disappear. Jazzy merely rose an eyebrow. Dumbass! His axe still in the window made him begin shaking from horns to hooves once more.
Screw this.
She pushed the orb away with an axe by his side. Before Adder knew what was going on, his face was in her hands, and her face was right in front of his.
I need to find out if it was you after all. Stay still.
A drumbeat in his ears. That was Adder's heartbeat as she stared at him so intently. There was a lump in his throat. He did his best not to tremble. His eye began feeling heavy, though he tried to hold her gaze. She was muttering something, words about his past, but her voice became obscured by the noise of the bells, the crackling of the fire, the sound of her own eyelashes batting against each other.
It's really too sodding late to be dealing with pests like you. And yet, here we are, wasting my time and yours.
What the fuck?
Hey, what's that supposed to...
Adder's compliment vanished at spear point. Two guards have replaced the gazelle, one old and complicit, and one eager and inches away from stabbing his nose.
Just who do you think you are?
Who do you think I am?
That was Jesse's voice, but as much as he tried to find her, Adder couldn't see her. In fact, he couldn't even move at all.
What? Ugh, I won't fall for your bar and mind tricks, gazelle. I don't care if you're Hayseed or Jasud. Only nobles are allowed to walk the royal pathway. No exceptions.
Adder felt a lump in his throat as he uneasily looked over the railings that he was leaning against.
I don't suppose you expect me to jump off the bridge.
The younger guard opened his mouth to reply, but his partner cut in line.
Can't you see that you're scaring her, you dimwit? Take a step back!
What? But she's trespassing.
The younger guard got smacked in the head for his efforts.
Settle down, boy! You forgot to clean your ears this morning or what? She said she's Hayseed. Hayseed! This girl's far more than nobility, see? She's a queen. The queen of the desert rose, no
What? The queen?
Now that's what I call a fancy title.
She's a queen?
Call it whatever you please. It won't change the fact I am the one and only Jasif, and you are a dear with good taste. You must have heard my name in 100 whispers. So, just imagine how terribly worried Miss Rochelle will be if her favorite girl doesn't make it home before dawn.
Liar! There's no way the Desert Rose would have someone like you! Your kin shouldn't even be outside after curfew!
My kin? You mean gazelles who could buy your whole street?
So much for the open-minded youth. Forgive this fool, Your Majesty. He's so uptight, I think he sat on his spear. I'm sure you know his kin. A fawn like him wouldn't know royalty if it spat in his face. He's got a point, though.
Boy.
Any gazelle could sneak up here and say she's a queen because she's the daughter of a goat with a bald spot on her head. You understand, right? We can't just take your word for it. Nothing personal, of course. It's just common sense.
I agree, it is common sense. Can't believe a word what people say, especially when they're acting all sus and outside on curfew night.
Here's a thought. Why don't you sway us with a little dance? I'm sure that Jasif would do anything for her subjects.
What are you saying, you numbskull? We're on duty, and she's not even a... three's sake! We should just drag her to the dungeon and end this nonsense!
Yeah, spare me the lecture, kid. Hey, do one of those bar and dance things. That'll shut him right up. You know, the one with the fire and the bells and the
The older guard cupped his chest and pretended to dance as he cackled, much to the revulsion of everyone involved, myself included. What the fuck? Adder could feel the tip of his tongue scraping against his teeth, far smaller and more well-aligned than he ever remembered them being. His patience was growing worriedly thin.
I could dance for you, if you don't mind having an early cremation.
What?
Huh? Was that a threat just now?
Not at all. I'm just pointing out that I'm not dressed for the occasion. It would be a pity if your face was to catch fire and your skin burst into flames, turning your bones to charcoal inside your blazing corpse while your ashes moldered up here.
What the fuck?
Just because I didn't have a fireproof shirt.
Right. Well, it doesn't look like you have any other way to prove your words, Your Majesty.
I suppose I don't, but I bet my good friend Illigrab could find a way to prove them for me.
And walk you all the way across the city on the off chance we find that fidget arse of a tree sitting at his desk? We don't get paid that much, little lady.
A victorious smile crossed Adder's face. An opening at last.
Ah, I understand now. A discount isn't even remotely enough to cover the entrance cost of the Desert Rose on a poor, hard-working guard's salary. And that's not even adding the price of my performances.
The old guard's eyes shot open as he felt a few coins slipping into his hand.
Don't worry. I'm sure there's some places down the street that are better suited to your taste.
He remained transfixed by the money a moment longer, though something seemed to click in his head all of a sudden.
Who do you take me for, scamp? We are honor-bound city guards. We won't get buffed by the likes of you.
Ugh, what? Come on. This was more than enough last time. Why isn't it working now?
The guard didn't react to that sentence at all. It was like they hadn't heard her when Jessie's voice sounded loud and clear in Adder's ears. That thought passed as soon as it came. The quick, anxious looks the old guard was directing at his partner became the new focus of Adder's attention. Are we, like, seeing her memories and such? Like, is she showing us how she met Adder? That's just my guess, but let's see. The moment they locked eyes, the answer he'd been looking for became evident.
Of course. I should have noticed sooner. He's a new recruit, isn't he? Look at him. So eager and uptight. So focused on proving his worth to the captain. So predictable. You couldn't possibly trust someone like him with a bribe. He's too different from your old partner. But you couldn't trust that one either, could you? No, he knew too much. And he wasn't half as jaded as you are. His heart wasn't really in it.
What the hell?
I see. You had a feeling he would end up going after you. So, you sold him out first. That's why he's here.
The shit?
How did you?
What? So she's telling the truth? You take bribes?
No! Well, maybe if it's enough. I mean, come on! It's just a goddamned bridge. What's the matter if we let rich people in at this point? They're no different from nobles. But I swear, I'd never gotten money from this. No, I'd never even seen this. Gazelle?
Oh, you dick. The guard's face contorted into a deeply wrinkled scowl. He looked beyond confused, lost. The song was reaching its final notes.
Aw, looks like your friend has a bad case of guilty conscience. That's okay. I'm no one to judge. Just let me go this time. I promise I'll be a good girl and head straight home. You won't even know I've been here.
Adder started to walk, a little spring on his step as somebody he barely recognized as his tail wagged behind him. He felt above the moon, completely drunk from this power trip, but he was far from safe still. A strong hand clasped Adder's wrist tightly. This told him all he needed to know, that this body wasn't his body, and that this mind wasn't his mind.
But who else could it have been? You are the Jesse, aren't you? You really could buy this whole street if you wanted.
Ah, I knew it. It is her showing him her memories.
It was you! It was you all along! What did you do to me?
I only gave you money.
You gave me cursed money! No! You cast a spell on me!
What in the world are you rambling about now? You sound like a madman!
Yeah, that's right! I have gone mad! It's not my fault! I'm not really a crook! She's a Seppi! She must have charmed me to do all those bad things! We're on to you, witch! Confess!
Every last fiber of her body was screaming at her to run. Jessie knew each and every corner of the royal pathway. She could have just hidden somewhere or outrun the two guards wearing heavy armor. That was the correct option. It was obvious to her. But that was not the choice she made. She pulled close to him and moved a smirk towards his ear instead.
I wouldn't waste any magic on you.
There wasn't any trace of fear in Jessie's mind as the guard grabbed her collar and pushed her against the railing. Not a speck of resignation. It wasn't bravery either. There was nothing but anticipation. Adder didn't know the name of this eerie warmth that was creeping onto her chest as he watched the tip of his spear turn towards him in slow motion. He had never felt anything quite so peaceful and thrilling before. But to her, this last battle seemed to be worth as much as a victory. After all, she had been playing with fire her whole life. Getting burnt was an eventuality she had been ready to accept for years. She was tired of making choices. Fractions of a second before the end of her life could be sentenced, a scream shook the night.
Get your mitts off her, you creep!
What the? Everyone turned around to look at the idiot yelling all the way down on the ground.
Think you can just bother her last because she looks good enough for second helpings and then dessert? Well, you can't, all right? That's radish stew, and you'd make your mom cry if they knew. Let her go!
Adder had most certainly gone crazy.
What the? Oh, get lost, Sanford! This is official city business! It's got nothing to do with you!
City business, my ass! You're holding a gal up against the wall! I ain't got nothing to do with it, but it's still got everything to do with me! If it's so official, I'm gonna scream till the whole city wakes up and sees this!
No, you're not! Do something, rookie! Get rid of that drunkard!
What, you want me to throw my spear at some poor horn eater now? Who are you calling a horn eater? Just hold up there!
Adder, the pudgy version of Adder, that is, wasn't concerned with matters such as a complete lack of grace, agility, or strength. Moved by his sense of justice, he began climbing the column that led to the royal pathway. Of course, he never made it.
Hey! Are you still alive? Horn eater!
Uh-oh.
Aw, poor kid. We can't just leave him to die all on his own. Guess he'll be jumping off the bridge yet, witch.
Puzzling as the scene was, Jazif realized she didn't have another second to lose. With the guard's hand still firmly wrapped around her collar and pushing her back, Jazif threw all her weight in one leg, using her tail as leverage to complete a practice spin that ended her with her knee sinking deep between the deer's legs. Ooh! Ow! He immediately dropped to the ground, but was able to find him to knock him out.
You little...
That's enough. Let's go.
But she kicked me! And she's a witch!
I have no clue what this gazelle is or what she's not. But I can tell just fine what you are. I'm not leaving you another second with her. Get that old ass back to the barracks or I'm telling Illigrab what you just did!
Uh-oh. It was the older guard's turn to go pale. He lowered his helmet and began limping in the other direction. The younger guard, however, stood in front of her a moment longer.
You, go home and don't let me catch you up here again.
Jazif only allowed herself to breathe easy again once both guards had disappeared from sight. Pride filled her lungs faster than air.
Good riddance.
She wasn't quite out of the woods yet, but she decided to savor this victory, a moment of peace, which Jazif took to look over the railings one last time. Her wannabe savior now lay unconscious on the ground after hitting his head during the fall. And in spite of how miserable the scene was, Adder could feel a smile forming on her face. He finally understood that, crazy or not, he was seeing what she was seeing, the way she saw it.
Did I scare him good?
Huh? You're awake? How in the name of oblivion can you be conscious after a fall like that? You must be at least 5 stories high. Are we even trying to... No. That doesn't matter now. Are you hurt? Should I call a doctor?
Are you all right, ma'am?
No. No, I'm not hurt. So, yes, that was nothing. I'm fine. Thank you.
What the hell?
That's all this buck needs to feel fit as a fiddle.
What? No, I'm rather certain that's not how bodies work.
Oh, no, ma'am. You're thinking normal, dear. I'm something else entirely.
What, drunk?
Drunk is what you must be.
I sure hope not. It'd be a real shame if some barrel fever ruined the memory of your pretty face.
It wouldn't make much of a difference either way.
Oh my god, he's fucking drunk, isn't he?
What was that, ma'am?
Cad! You are a cad. Does this look like a good time to be flirting to you?
I just see how bounced through the columns, nearly saying Jazif's heart straight out of her chest.
Don't know about flirting, but it sure looks like a good time to get walking.
Then get up and walk! I can't just leave you to your fate now!
No, you ain't. You ain't leaving no one, ma'am. Slum dwellers like me come a door a dozen. I'll just play dead for a while and see if I can spend the night in the morgue.
That's not fun at all! What the hell? More patrols were surely drawing closer by the minute, demanding she make a choice pronto.
This doesn't end here, understood? I will make it up to you somehow, so don't you dare die until then. Promise you won't forget it.
Whoa, wait, hold up. Who am I supposed to look for? I didn't even catch your...
Neither Adder understood why she chose to run then, but she ran. She ran before that pitiful buck lying on the ground could finish voicing his request, pretending she hadn't heard him. But the answer she didn't give to the question he couldn't ask lingered a little longer in the space between old hopes and delusions. A sight that Adder found too engrossing to realize he was being left behind. Now the gazelle was far out of his reach, and with every step he felt her slipping away from his grasp a little further. He tried to keep up, but his legs wouldn't respond if it wasn't to her command. He tried to breathe, but he wasn't the master of his own lungs. His sight went dark and his ears turned deaf, a violent torrent of foreign thoughts clobbering his brain as his mind dissolved back into the nether. Oh! And as suddenly as he left, he found himself, one-eyed, famished, and back in the tent. Indeed, this had to be him. The same gazelle was still breathing over his snout, blue eyes fixed on him with the intensity of a burning sun. Oh! But who cares about having the greatest beauty that they've seen in their life all over their body? No! Not Adder anymore! No! A million questions filled his mind. Was that the real life? Was it just fantasy? Were any more of his memories slipping through the many cracks in his flogged skull? Or had starvation finally started to take a toll upon his very brain? As was usually the case, however, his lips refused to wait for a finished script. They raced past Adder's mind, offering an answer to the only question he had never been asked.
Sam?
This word, so short and unassuming, seemed to awaken something in a girl that Adder was almost too dazed to recognize. He couldn't tell her why her ears perked up, or why his gaze was immediately drawn to her horns, and the beautiful mass of red locks she was desperately pulling behind them. This concern washed away all conceit from her expression. It took away all the mesmerizing superiority from her eyes. Yes, she looked honestly and utterly tiny for a moment. Scared.
Where did you hear that?
Where did I... Oh! Ma'am, you're okay! You're gonna think I'm crazy, but I heard you say it just now. But not now. It was a long time ago. I was under Hirup's statue. I mean, you were, but I was you and not me because I was trying to save you, but I fell on my face and those guards laughed at me and, just how the hell did I forget any of this? Why can't I remember?
You're a gaze reader.
What? Anger hit her like a wave as the shock disappeared.
Why didn't you say so? Get away from me!
What? The fire in the orb began flickering erratically, casting disturbing shadows all over the tent.
Whoa, what's going on? What in the name of Atza did I do now? Was I supposed to say something? Thank you. That's the magic word?
Do you seriously expect me to believe that you...
Hold on. Sip? It was Sip, wasn't it? Oh crap, I just went and cussed a lady out in Gazelle speak, didn't I?
Oh! She looked at him with skepticism, her eyes squinted with barely concealed anger. She was clearly sizing him up.
No. You really don't have a clue of what you just did, do you?
Ma'am, if I ever got a clue in my life, it wasn't today. I'm just glad you're all right and that guard is in the dungeon or dead or something.
Her expression relaxed just a little as she considered Adder's words. Our poor boy had more than enough trying to get some air into his lungs.
Then you're telling me that you're a natural gaze reader? Do you even understand what this means?
No! Tell us!
Do I have to say yes or no to get out of here alive?
Adder was pretty sure that he had made a perfectly legitimate question in regards to his survival, and this was no joking matter. But he was thankful all the same when a small chuckle erased all the tension from the gazelle's face. He didn't feel any less confused about this whole ordeal, however.
Think of it this way. I tried to sneak a glance into your past through a tiny keyhole, while you just barged into mine through a door I didn't bother closing. That's on me, yes. I didn't even consider for a second I'd need to keep my guard up around you. But to casually stumble upon the basics of Cepheid, just like that, innately, it's something unheard of among the Akain.
Yeah?
I guess it's true what they say about yellow deer. You must have Barhan blood.
Adder would have normally disputed the last affirmation. Roe deer took pride in being real deer, no gazelle blood at all. Nope, 100% deer with does that don't have horns. But this was clearly not the moment nor the company to say that.
In Sirnar, please.
You read my mind.
Oh. Say what? I think I'm not the funny one here, Missy.
The Gazelle seemed way too amused with this development.
No, it makes so much sense. I was wondering why you spent so much time looking at my face.
Oh my!
Hear me out. I'm sure you've always been really good at getting people's feelings. But not smart enough to actually understand them. You're like some kind of savant hick. That's hilarious.
A wrinkle formed over Adder's snout. That was quite enough.
My name is Adder, not Hick, Miss Sep. Now why'd you go hide in such a cute little name, I wonder?
Her face went back to being a little more than a pretension of grandeur, but she held the fire close to her. She didn't look all that different from a child hugging her blanket, soothed by the rhythm of the bells she wore.
It's just a stupid nickname someone gave me. I hadn't heard it in years. They call me Jasif now.
Jasif. As that disgusting guard well said, that was no average name, and much less for a Baron.
Ain't that something like Queen in Gazelle speak?
Bazaktet. And yes, that's a valid translation. Do you have any qualms about it?
I did not have any qualms per se, nor any remote idea what that word meant to begin with, but he certainly had opinions on her supposed royalty.
No. That's cool, Yasif. Did I say that right? I mean, if you need people calling you Queen to be happy,
I don't need to be called anything to...
I didn't mean anything with that, but he'd somehow managed to say something rude all the same. She didn't finish the sentence, deciding instead to just look away.
Are you alright?
She turned her face sharply towards his. There was something different in the way she was looking at him.
Adder, right?
That's me.
He took a hand to his heart and bowed his head as an instinctive greeting, accidentally clashing his horns against hers. He was surprised to find out that somehow that was a lot less gross than he thought it'd be. And he didn't know how to feel about this appreciation.
Didn't you want to know your future? Then listen closely.
Oh! She put her mouth right next to his ear and whispered, "Oh my god, what the hell's going on?"
You're coming with me tonight.
Where?
You really are one of a kind.
Is she gonna kiss?
Come to the Desert Rose when the lights are all out. My room is on the first floor, but climbing there should be easier than climbing the bridge at the very least.
Wait, climb? Room? There you go saying weird stuff again. I'm not a thief, and I'm not a hoarding...
Uh-oh. Without previous warning, the fire in the orb extinguished, leaving the room in total darkness. Adder didn't even have time to feel alarmed. He felt her hands on the back of his head, and next thing he knew, her lip... Oh!
See you later.
He couldn't even stop to consider how he felt about that before the kiss was over. With his mind still in the daze, he got up and turned around to leave. Oh my god. For a few moments, he stood frozen outside the tent, merely appreciating the cool, dusk breeze on his fur. By the time his thoughts began making any sense, he was already running home at full speed, crying what the fuck was that? Astonishedly about the realization that he was, in fact, a horn eater. You poor bastard! Oh no! Let's take a break here. I want to review what you've written so far.
What, you don't trust my writing skills?
No, obviously.
Feels good to be loved.
It really does.
So, Adder was a gaze reader, just like me.
Yes.
And he really was into Sep in the end, which explains a few things.
A few.
If Adder and Girlfred had an unlikely yet alluring, brief, intense romantic involvement, what would it have been called? Peter? Adeth?
Oh no! She's shipping them! Pandering.
Then I guess the only question I've got left is this going anywhere at all?
Maybe. What do you mean? You've learned a lot about your beloved knight already, haven't you?
Yeah, sure. Don't take me wrong. I like your take on the story so far. I just can't figure out how any of this leads to him becoming a knight, much less the knight.
Patience, little Nashgab. All shall be revealed.
Like your major crush on Seth?
What?
You can put all the words you want in Adder's mouth. I know an obsession when I see one.
Uh-oh. Go get your eyes checked then.
I'm gonna go back and count how many times you've mentioned her butt.
What? No, I just... That's it. You're not hearing another word about her.
What? Boo! This is a biased recount. I'm calling Radish Stew on this.
I never claimed to be objective, you tiny insurgent. It's my story, and I'll share it however I see fit.
Unbelievable! You are silencing the very truth you champion! Whatever shall become of Adder's story if you bear Rebus up the booty?
There are more characters in this story, you know.
Or were you in love with them, too? Okay, I'll take this!
Yeah, shut up! You know, looking back on it, there is someone I should have loved more. Honestly, she was a bit rough around the edges, and she wasn't always the easiest kid to be around. But the reward for persevering by her side was the unwavering loyalty of an iron-hearted friend.
Sounds like a nice girl.
Oh no, she was horrible and I hate her.
What?
Chapter 2. Ghost at the Feast, or Lessons on the Matter of Peaceful Conflict Resolution. What the fuck?
Hey! If it ain't my lil boss. How you doing, ain't it? Having a mighty fine day?
Well, you know what this means? Oh no, she was horrible and I hate her. Well, I will say this. Yeah. So we saved, and that will be the stream for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is actually quite entertaining, not gonna lie. Oh. Huh, didn't know about that stuff. Anyway, this is so interesting. I'm loving this. I can't believe we're in chapter 2. That was pretty short, actually. Not gonna lie. But, anyway, horns become her, huh? Oh, that's Lynn. That's Jazif. Oh, no! I want more oh, I only got one card drop. Shit. I want, like, Adder or Ina. Oh, please let me get one of these two. I like Ina. She's just a sassy little Sue. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this. And as a reminder, hit that. If you want to tune in for more, hit that little heart button that says follow right next to it, so you'll be able to stay tuned and notified of when I go live for every stream I do, which will be this, Marvel Rivals, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is definitely getting fun and hopefully enjoyable. But yeah, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this, and also expect some of the stupid shit that I do now and then too, like what I was saying in this. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this, and until next one, have a good night and a good day. Good night.